great state of Arizona. Mulvey rocks and fires, goes to work at 90 over the outside corner. We're underway here at Chase Field. And thanks for inviting Mark McClune, Matt Williams, and inviting me into your living room as well. We hope you have a great weekend planned. Gonzalez quiet, 4 for 23 on this trip, but it's been a huge second half. Mr. Fowler missed some time and he slices that one all the way to the wall. What a pretty piece of hitting. Cargo, his teammates call him. He is loaded up and ready to go. Second base with a double.
I tell you, I had Carlos in Double-A for a short time. It's just a pure left-handed hitter. Doesn't play a lot against left-handed pitching. Didn't do that during his minor league career very much. But against righties, boy, is he comfortable. You see a lot of that balls hit the other way into the gap. On the fastball, he'll pull the hanging breaking ball for home runs. He's got a lot of talent.
The first home run allowed in the big league career of Kevin Mulvey was against, on September the 6th, Carlos Gonzalez. So he knows him, and he knows him well. Here's another good story. Trying to find playing time for Seth Smith as that off-speed pitch dives away. 1-0 the count. Now that was the curveball. There was a curveball and a slider, correct?
He does. It's a baby slider. He's going to have to use the curveball against all these left-handed hitters, though. It's the pitch that changes angle. It changes eye angle. Gets him looking for the off-speed pitch.
That's the slider.
A little more of a slider there. That's probably the strike pitch more than the curveball. But he wants to change speeds, change eye angle, get them off of the fastball and the changeup.
Last time out, that is first start as a member of the Diamondbacks. Heck, it was his first start in the big leagues against Milwaukee. Went 4, and they took it to him pretty good. Gave up 11 hits, 6 runs. Casey McGee hit a 2-run homer. It was a 9-2 loss. Game was not on television as that slider grabs the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Good pitch.
Great pitch. Keep the ball. If he can keep the ball down there, he's got a chance to compete against this tough left-handed hitting Rocky lineup.
Of course, he was obtained in the trade that sent John Roush to pitch for the Minnesota Twins. Hence the work in AAA Rochester this year. That slider bounces in there. Talking about statistically anyway, Matt, I'll skip the big leagues because I'm not going to count just a handful of outings in the big leagues. But in the minor leagues this year, lefties in the minors hit .301 against him, and righties hit .246.
So what does that tell you? Well, it's either elevating the baseball, or he doesn't have that off-speed pitch that will take the lefties off of the fastball. So whatever it is, that's what he's going to have to work on. A.J. Hinch is going to give him ample opportunity from here on out.
Over through that slider, stays away. 3-2 the count. And we put him under the microscope tonight, not to put any added pressure. He doesn't know what we're talking about up here, but we do so because he is in the mix. He is being considered as a guy at the back end of the rotation, or a #1 AAA starter next year, #6 starter, if you will.
That's right. And he's going to have the ability to prove that to his skipper and to the organization. Now, can you expect that his first major league start is going to be 6 innings, 7 innings, no runs, 1 hit? You can't expect that. You got it handed to him. The key is the next time out, how does he bounce back? How does he compete for you this time out against this, a club that's certainly got its eyes on the playoffs?
3-2 the count against Seth Smith. Runner in scoring position. Pounds that one foul. Threw him a slider. He has brought a basket full of sliders to the battle thus far. Out of the gates in his big league time, and again, it's only in 8 major league innings, 5 appearances overall. He's thrown the slider about a quarter of the time.
Tells you he feels comfortable with that pitch.
It's a pretty high number for an off-speed pitch.
It is, yeah.
If you put it together with a curveball, 35% of the time he's throwing some sort of a breaking ball. Rich Dower keeps an eye on the base runner. Lifted into left field. That was a slider. And another one. And so Seth Smith is erased. Smith was just 2 for 15, now 2 for 16 on this trip, again to San Diego, San Francisco, and now Denver. And here is one of your old foes. Here's Todd Helton.
Pure, just pure in every fashion. Remember seeing Todd when he first came to the big leagues. really worked extremely hard at becoming a better defensive first baseman. Can always hit, but he takes his defense very seriously to become a complete player. And of course, those numbers speak for themselves. That's ridiculous. Seems like he's played a lot longer than 13 years as well.
Started him off again. We'll explain the difference. Maybe more so than usual. Started him off. That was a curveball, slower. That's the pitch you deemed as very, very important.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's walking up there. Certainly the first time you see somebody or you don't have a whole lot of experience against that particular pitcher, you're not walking up there looking for first pitch curveball. You talk about it all the time. I hear Gracie talk about it all the time. Boy, what a nice pitch. First pitch to steal a strike or to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to do that. Doesn't have 95 or 96 stuff. He's going to have to throw the breaking ball early for a strike and then go to work.
Slider in. For a left-handed hitter, he started it kind of in that happy spot, right on the inner half, then it dove below the swing. Good 2 pitches in a row now, seal it. And that doesn't now mean trying to overthrow and get a strikeout here.
No, you don't need a strikeout. What you need is a 4-3. You get 2 outs and man on third base, and you can go get the next guy.
The right-hander, Kevin Mulvey, away, ground ball to short. Another slider. He got him, and the runner wasn't able to move up. Just got Todd Helton on a ground out.
Well, look at that slider that started on the inside corner and dipped in off the plate. The ball that he grounded to short started off the plate away, came back to the outside corner. Controlling the breaking ball, key. Being able to throw to both corners, key.
And now, Mr. Consistency this year. This is, if you're going to give credit to one man from the beginning to the end, so far, it's been this man, Troy Tulowitzki. And that slider is away. 27 homers to lead the club, 78 runs batted in. On this current trip, he is one of the lone consistent hitters, 8 for 21 with 3 homers. And he has killed the baseball since the break.
We saw him early on. We saw it very early on. He didn't look right.
No.
I don't know if he was hurt. He would certainly never admit it if he was. But something just wasn't right. He was getting beat with fastballs out in front of breaking balls. We saw it start to affect his defense a little bit. But he has turned it around.
He wants the responsibility. Sometimes some may say he pushes himself too hard into that role. But he wants it.
It's better than having somebody that doesn't want it.
No, you're right. That's a slider on 2-0. Good pitch, 2-1 the count. Out of Long Beach State, really exploded onto the scene a couple of seasons back. The debate will never end. Ryan Braun or Troy Tulowitzki, Rookie of the Year. It will never end because Braun was horrible defensively. He was amazing offensively. And Tulowitzki was plus on both. Matter of fact, his defensive season a couple years back, I could dive into all the statistics, no sense. For a shortstop, one of the better seasons in National League history.
Yeah.
Any shortstop. It was his rookie year.
That's right.
3-1 the count.
Yeah, granted, Colorado, all of those things, but still, you still got to hit the baseball. You still have to be consistent. And by the way, you're a rookie. It's pretty good.
He is pitched very carefully, but that was the righty. That was his chance at a righty, and he walks it.
That's the first righty he's seen. Facing all those lefties, first 3 guys in the lineup, and all of a sudden the righty steps in there. You're a little different look.
Here's Brad Hawk. 3 for 13 on this current road trip, and he's got a runner out there in scoring position. As that one bounces in there, Mickey keeps it with him. Hawk, Texan, played his college ball at Louisiana State University. Timely hitting has not been on his resume at all of late. He is hitless in his last 16 tries with runners in scoring position. Not a single run batted in this month.
Oh, it's amazing when you look at statistics. Oftentimes, stats play a huge role in this game. But if you look at this team, it's it's just like a lot of the teams that win championships. You don't have one guy standing out. You don't have one guy carrying it. And if you look at this offensive club right now, you've got respectively 25, 52, 78, 78, 76, 72 RBIs. Nobody's even close to 100.
No.
They're leading the wild card. Nobody's hit 50 homers and driven in 130 or 120. But they're consistent up and down.
Got a shot to have, what, 5 guys get above 80 if Ian Stewart has a good couple of weeks? Take 5 guys with 80 or more?
I'll take that, and I'll take my chances.
Right.
We'll win. We could win with that.
That's a great shot of Jason Marquis. He's yet to go to work. It looked like he was already working.
Yeah, he's thinking about that.
Pitching that first inning.
Pitch, yep.
2-1 the count. Be careful. Boy, up, and he locked him up. Explain that to our viewers. That's a pitch that it's ugly. You don't want to throw it there, but sometimes more effective than a good slider.
Especially against Brad Hawk. The ball that hangs up in the strike zone, he doesn't hit the ball up very well. He's a lot like Mark Reynolds from the left side. That ball down, you just better watch out because it's nitro zone. But the ball that hangs belt high or above, that's really a strike. That is called a strike. He doesn't handle it very well. You're playing with fire.
You cringe when you release it.
Of course, you're playing with fire, but that's why he checked his swing, because he has swung through that ball so many times. He went to go after it because it looked so good and tried to check it because he just doesn't hit it very well. But that ball 6 inches lower, he hammers.
Runners go. And that one was 6 inches lower, but in, and he couldn't keep it fair. Folks already tired? Are you working with him? Are you looking through him, hoping that he gets through it? He's had to work. They've made him work.
Yeah,
These Rockies are not going to be a walk in the park.
No, not at all. They never are offensively. Sometimes you can outslug them. But this year, they've had consistent pitching. They played fantastic defense.
In ball 4, and the beat goes on, and the pitch count goes up. And now you've got a guy who suddenly finds himself thrust right back into the spotlight. A couple of years back, remember the big home run against Levon Hernandez in Coors Field in the NLCS. Almost a forgotten man for some time.
Yeah.
Chris Iannetta is the catcher that he works with. Iannetta was a guy that was going to charge forward and take over in Torrealba. They were thinking about, could they move his contract? Well, here he is, and he has started for this club regularly a lot, and it's paying off. He started 13 of 16 this month.
Consistent at bats. If you look at him, you say, well, he doesn't throw as well as Iannetta. Doesn't have nearly the power as Iannetta. But you know what? If the team wins, that's what it's all about.
So Chris back to the role of backup. He'll be the Rockies starting catcher very soon, and he's going to be a good player. It's just not right now. High slider, 1-1 the count, but it's a strike. And maybe that's what Jim Tracy's brought. He plays the best guys.
Well,
and he keeps the others relaxed that aren't playing.
He's got a fantastic demeanor, I know
that. Right back through the box. He is 15 for his last 21. With runners in scoring position, Yorvi Torrealba cashes in. 2-0, the Rockies lead. Like a slider up.
Opportunity and a hanging slider. And, that's right back at you. Offensively, that's exactly what you want in that situation. Back through the middle, 2 outs, runners in scoring position, low and hard back through the middle. They accomplish the objective walking up there. Now, sometimes you hit it over the fence, but oftentimes if you just have that approach, you're going to drive in a lot of runs.
Rockies have scored 724 runs this year. League average is 648. Second most runs scored in the National League. Diamondbacks a little bit below the middle of the pack at 652. They're 8th at 652 in the National League. Well, they've allowed 80 fewer runs too, the Rockies. 5th most. Diamondbacks have allowed more runs than anybody else. He hasn't thrown many fastballs for strikes, has he?
No. No, the breaking ball's been consistently a strike, but it hasn't been where he wants it. He's not putting it where he wants to. It's a strike, yes, but left over the middle of the plate.
Two-seam fastball runs away. 1-1 the count. Remember, we'll hear again throughout the show from Mark Reynolds, third baseman. We thank him for moments before the ball game, after batting practice, talking baseball with us. Kirk Gibson has thoughts on Mark. And speaking of Gibby, with his career in Detroit as a player, as a kid, and as a broadcaster. The 1-1. It's fouled back. We'll hear from Kirk Gibson as he reflects on class personified and a good friend to all in baseball, Ernie Harwell. We haven't been on television since Ernie stepped to the microphone in Detroit, and tears all over the world were shed, and he did so with such joy and exuberance that you'd never know he was fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit of that we'll share, and Gibby with his thoughts as well. The 1-2. Bounced foul. Doesn't get much better than Ernie Harwell, does it?
No, that is baseball. That is baseball. That is Harry Carey and that type of feeling for all the Cubs fans out there. You know what that feels like.
Right.
I feel the same in Detroit.
It's a whole state. A whole state.
It's incredible to have that effect on people. Not playing the game, just talking about the game.
Yeah. So our thoughts and prayers with Ernie and his wife Lulu and family, Tigers organization. An awkward swing there. Well, I guess it could have been worse, but he really had to grind through that inning. Kevin Mulvey gets himself a cup of Gatorade. Chris Young trying to get things going. He'll lead it off. I hope he gets well soon. Not a way to spend an off day. Young and Drew and Upton. Montero, our guest du jour, Mark Reynolds. It's Parra, it's Roberts, Brandon Allen getting ready for the Arizona Fall League, and Kevin Mulvey on the mound. Jason Marquis is a 15-game winner this year with a sub-4 ERA, about to go over 200 innings. A pleasant surprise for the Rockies.
And he stepped into that lead role, hadn't he? He complained a little bit about a mechanical issue as he started his windup, which you know as well as anybody, if you start off wrong, you tend to finish wrong. As a pitcher, he wasn't getting his body moving towards home plate. He's corrected that.
And an infield hit for Chris Young. Mechanically just fine, not a bad pitch at all, but Young pounded it off that hard Chase Field dirt. He'll take it. He's needed a few of those throughout the year.
He'll take anything right now.
Hit it on the ground, too. That's the other part of it.
Well, it's been a pretty good month, hasn't it?
You bet it has.
Started to get some confidence. It's easy to say, boy, where was this in June? How can I put this together in June like this? It's not that easy.
No, and you can't have June back now. You know,
That's
you
right.
spin your wheels if you think that way.
That's right. He went to AAA, worked hard, got himself back, getting some playing time, and delivering. That's what it's all about.
And we'll see what the future holds. Matty's talking about the month of September. He's got 17 hits this month, hitting about 310, 6 homers, and an on base, well, one that he'd love to have throughout the rest of his career, about 380. Stephen Drew slices it on the line to base it into left field. Two guys doing what they want to do all the time. I mean, Drew a lot of times will get caught up in the uppercut, too much loft. You love it when Stephen Drew is a line drive hitter.
That's right. He's going to hit some home runs. But the pitch will dictate what he does with the ball. So look at Stephen Drew over the next, hopefully a whole bunch of years that he's playing in a Diamondback uniform. He's going to hit home runs on 3-1 and 2-0 fastballs. He'll hit home runs on hang and breaking balls. Everything else, if he can line that ball to the outfield just like that, he'll consistently be like he was second half of last year. Remember when he was so hot, everything was going through, everything was falling in, and it was just a bullet all over the place.
Justin Upton pushes the bunt, coming off a 5-hit game. He is tagged out. So Upton trying to bunt for a base hit with a couple of ducks on the pond. Love to see him drive those runs in. He does move the runners over.
I don't know. You don't know whether that came from the bench or not. I wouldn't imagine it did. He probably wants to set up a couple runners in scoring position, but you know what? There's a reason he hits third in the lineup. Because he's one of the best hitters on the team. Unless that was a sign from the bench, you never know. Never know whether it came from Chip Hale or not.
Be surprised.
I would be surprised as well.
You have great perspective working with these guys, but just sitting up here, I'd be surprised as that one is high. 1-0 the count to Miguel Montero. I will submit this for your perusal, if you will. He did have 5 hits on Wednesday, an incredible day. The Rockies, for whatever reason, have owned Justin this year. 119 against him in 13 games. Does that play in? I don't know. You tell me. Does he maybe lack a little bit of confidence when he sees a team that's owned him all year? And this is one way he can get on?
Don't know.
Theorizing.
Are you going to show him your hand? Yeah, you can't show him your hand. I'm the number 3 hitter in this lineup.
And I just had 5 hits a few days ago.
And I'm good. I'm good. Everybody knows I'm good. I'm not going to let you know that you got my number. I don't know. Again, it's all about winning baseball games, regardless of whether you're the Rockies or you're the Diamondbacks in their particular situations that they're in right now. It's about winning every single day. So if Justin saw an opening or an opportunity there to get guys in scoring position, okay.
Miguel Montero drives it. Dying out there right field. An awkward play made by Hoff. That one knuckling. A run does score. Well, the bunt does set up a run in the end. Miguel Montero, 54 RBI. Single, sack bunt, sack fly. 2-1 the score.
Oh, the knuckleball. Ball comes off Miguel's bat. Looks like it's going to fly out of the ballpark, and all of a sudden the Tom Candiotti spin starts happening, and it falls to earth.
So 2-1 the score. And now Mark with 2 outs. Mark has hit 6 of his 42 home runs this year against Rockies pitching. A mile high off to the right side. Todd Helton surveying the real estate. Helton's got it. Diamondbacks get 1.
And the blessed part of that journey is that it's going to end here in the great state of Michigan. I deeply appreciate the people of Michigan. I love their grit. I love the way they face life. I love the family values they have. And you Tiger fans are the greatest fans of all. No question about that.
That was a couple of nights ago. That was in the heart of America, many say, in the Motor City in Detroit, Michigan. That was Ernie Harwell, Hall of Fame broadcaster, friend to all of us. We all want to claim him as well, 91 years young. And he announced to Tigers fans a couple of weeks ago that he had been diagnosed with incurable cancer, that there won't be any surgeries or any treatments. He's going to spend time with his family and friends. And that was, many believe, his final meeting, his final gathering with Tigers fans. And that was just a brief part of it. But his autograph on the wall in this booth when he came to visit. And that was our honor to listen to. And it has been a nation, and more specifically a state's honor to learn the game generation after generation. The state of Michigan, as he said.
He's one of those guys at 91 years old. Marquis grounds to second base. When he opens his mouth, everybody listen. It's just, it's amazing. Now, granted, it comes with respect and it comes with the territory and all of that, but it's so calm. It is so delivered. 91 years old. Why go through surgery and spend some time with your family? It's great.
2 outs for Carlos Gonzalez. Someone just got crossed up there. I'm guessing Miguel won't go talk to him. I think he's looking for a slider here.
Miggy heads up.
That was a fastball.
That's 91 with some sink when you're looking for a slider. That's tough. That'll tear the thumb off.
Yeah, that's dangerous. It's one thing to be looking for a fastball, get a breaking ball, but to be looking for a breaking ball, get a fastball, yikes.
They're not running through a number of signs either. There's nobody on. You got 2 outs. There's only one sign you're putting down.
Pitches away. 3-0 the count to Carlos Gonzalez. We'll take a walk down memory lane, by the way, with Kirk Gibson in honor of Mr. Harwell. As that one is away, it's ball 4 to Carlos Gonzalez. I'll always remember being a young broadcaster. Now this is when Ernie had already been in the game for generations, and I was just a 29-year-old trying to figure out which end of the microphone to speak into as one of the radio voices of the Angels. And Ernie would always approach you after the game, and he sensed it. He sensed that you were young and inexperienced, and mind give me a ride back to the hotel? Well, there's a team bus, there's taxi cabs. But he asked the young broadcaster for a ride back. Mind picking me up tomorrow on your way, and we'll maybe go get a bite to eat together. I savor every moment, you know, and I learned so much. And he never, ever would talk down to you, ever. And he had every reason to. He had accomplished it all.
People that have longevity in anything, whether it's baseball, whether it's in the booth, whether it's in your normal everyday existence, people that have longevity are the people that respect their opponent, they respect their colleagues, they respect what they do. So everybody's trying to get to the same point. Everybody can work as hard as you can possibly work. There's no need to talk down to anybody. He understands that.
That one thrown away, but not far enough away.
Well, there's something in this game that's known as tempo. So far tonight, the Diamondbacks are not playing with any tempo.
And Mulvey continuing to really have to grind. Young man out of New Jersey, and he drops his slider over the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Seth Smith. Talk about the moms and the dads that listen to Mr. Harwell describe their son's action. I'm sure somewhere out there Thomas and Carol are keeping a close eye on their son as he pitches here, and somewhat nervously pitches. I think they're living through him right now when we talk about Kevin Mulvey.
It's not easy. Your first time out, got it handed to you a little bit. First inning of your second time out, there's a couple more runs scored. So you're trying to feel your heat. Certainly any young player would try to feel their way through. It takes some time to get confidence and just say, you know what, I'm going to let it all go. I'm just going to let it go. There's a reason I'm here. The reason I'm here is because I can compete at this level. When you let your natural ability take over, you tend to do better. He's in that in-between mode right now.
The 2-1. Did he? Yes, he did upon appeal. Randy Marsh out there putting the fist up.
Well, you look at it, Darren. There's a lot of these left-handed hitters. Granted, this is a very good offensive club. I've seen a lot of check swings tonight. A lot of guys, especially from the left side, not really seeing the baseball well.
Runner goes. He threw it 2-2. He got it. Running there was Carlos Gonzalez, and he is gunned down. Let's take a walk after one man was running. A little bit.
Oh,
just
maybe,
a little.
Just a little.
We know triples again tomorrow, triple digits. But the nights are suddenly kinder as we welcome you back to the ballpark. Over the outside corner at strike one. We will have a final thought or two on our good friend Ernie Harwell through the eyes of Kirk Gibson. Michigander, born and raised, and still makes his offseason home there. And of course, Gibby playing so many legendary ball games, not as a Dodger, folks, to an entire state and to so many. He's a Tiger. And we will hear from Gibby in just a moment. The 2-0. Outside, 3-0 the count.
Well, for convenience sake, I'll never think of him as a Dodger anyway.
I understand that.
But he is a Tiger.
It helps your relationship, I think.
Yes.
3-0 the count to Parra. 3-1 as that one dives away. And Gibby spent some time out of the game as a player, doing a little coaching, and then did a little broadcasting. And Mr. Harwell on some games with him on television. But let's go back to the youth, the childhood of Kirk Gibson, as he remembers Ernie Harwell in his life as a young man.
Well, I listened to Ernie Harwell when I was a very young boy, going to the Dairy Queen at night with my father. You know, it was a big treat to go to the Dairy Queen. It was a big treat to listen to the Tigers game. You know, and really radio was the medium that it was delivered to us youngsters at that time. So, you know, the game of baseball really was taught to me through Ernie Harwell's descriptions of the game.
Here's Ryan Roberts. I mean, there's really no sense in any comments to that. I mean, here's a legendary baseball player, and that's who taught him the game of baseball. So we tip our cap to you, Mr. Harwell.
Well, we have the benefit of being able to comment on what you see out there. Over the radio, you have to paint the picture. None better than Ernie Harwell.
2-1 the score. Well, this is where you like the runner in motion if he's in there, but he's not. And the reason you start the runner and you don't mind the runner in motion is because this is a ground ball pitcher, a big-time ground ball pitcher, and you're trying to stay out of a double play. But the bases are empty now.
Not a bad jump. Probably a little bit better throw. Torrialba's not known for his arm strength to second base. He's more of an offensive catcher, but that one was on the money.
I think Mr. Torrialba is feeling his oats a bit as that one is up and away. 3-0 the count.
Now, what was it? 16 for your last 22 with guys in scoring position will make you feel your oats.
That's ball 4. You mean over 700? That's good in baseball?
Ah, that's pretty good. That's Bert near good.
Well, you old ball players talk about, well, it's a tough game. You usually make it out 7 out of 10 times. Well, not Torrialba, not with runners in scoring position of late. He's getting hits 7 out of 10 times. As Troy Tulowitzki comes in to have a chat on the mound.
Troy saying, hey, we played about 150 of them now. Let's go ahead and throw strikes. And we all have gloves on out here, so let us use them.
Matt Williams was telling you about the mechanical adjustments that Marquis has made to line him up with the plate a bit more. As that one is in, it's been a struggle. Now, stats tell the truth, but there also has been a good start in there. He had to start 2 starts ago in Cincinnati, 7 1/3, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. That's a positive, but last 4 big picture, he has been battling it. The other 3 starts, he's allowed 5 runs in all of them.
You never know what it really is. What would cause something like that? Yes, he's getting up there. He's made a lot of starts. He's been very productive. Is it fatigue? Potentially. Is it mechanical? Potentially.
The 2-1. And in part, you know what I think it is, and I give him credit for trying to make the adjustment. This has been really a special season for him, but statisticians call it he's regressing to the mean, which means he's becoming Jason Marquis. I mean, this is a guy with a career 4.45. If it bumps up a little bit, then he'll be all right.
Yeah, well, yeah, we talked about Torrialba. He's not going to hit 700 for the rest of his career with guys in scoring position. Sorry, but it's just not going to happen. He'll regress to the mean.
Matty, wow, sabermetrician. Matt Williams,
Unbelievable.
the professor.
Are you kidding me?
Holy smokes.
If you guys keep getting on me, I'm going to regress to the mean, too. I'm getting mean on you in a minute.
Wow. There are 4 message boards that just shut down. They're so excited. People just posting. Matt's with us now.
I think my brain just shut down, too. If they throw it in there and it looks good, take a whack at it.
No, don't. You don't have to
I mean?
go back to old ball player guy. That's okay.
I am old ball player guy.
Here's Kevin Mulvey.
I just thought it would sound good.
I liked it. Mulvey knows it would sound good if he picks up a hit. He's 0 for 2 in his 2 major league at bats. 5 for 23 in his career in the minor leagues. That's a .217 average. Hit a little bit when he was at Villanova. Probably not sliders like that. 0-2 the count.
That last comment was what we like to refer to as eyewash.
That you just made?
Yeah, there's really no purpose to it.
Well,
really no purpose. I mean, eyewash. It's the same as water. Why not use water? You just happen to pay for it from the drugstore, and it does the same thing that water would do. It's eyewash.
Yeah, you can say it all you want, but as he walks off the field, Matt Williams said it clear. From the mountaintops, he said it loud, regressing to the mean is Jason Marquis.
Unbelievable.
Not at the ballpark. Kids enjoying the popcorn. Mom and dad enjoying, well, having worked real hard all week and enjoying some beverages together. Best record in baseball. What is it all about? Of course, you're earning yourself in the early rounds outside of the World Series. You are earning yourself a chance to host ball games. Best record in the entire major leagues, though, has no bearing on the World Series. The All-Star game, an exhibition game in the summertime, in the heart of the summer, months away from the World Series. That determines home field advantage. As you can sense, I have no opinion on the matter. Seth Smith to lead it off, and I love the commissioner, and I love everything he's done. He's been wonderful to the game, personally to me. That's just one I don't understand.
Yeah, well.
And it's not for me to understand anyway.
You can certainly have your opinion.
I don't like it. Curveball, and it's strike one.
Don't candy coat it, Darren. Tell everybody what you really feel.
Now, my apologies to my good friends out here. Laurel Preeb and Wendy Seelig-Preeb, they hired me to do television for the first time in Milwaukee. Line drive into center field. Great friends, or at least they used to be. Great, wonderful people. But that one is frustrating, and I bet you for baseball folks it's frustrating. We're showing you best records, and we're showing you all that goes on, and then all of a sudden in the World Series it doesn't matter anymore. You could have an 80-win team, 84, let's say, let's be logical, facing a team that won 106, and the 84-win team gets home field advantage in the World Series.
So what are you trying to tell me? The All-Star game is eyewash?
Not at all. I think the All-Star game is a wonderful display of talent.
the outcome of the All-Star game as I watched them.
Not to you guys.
No.
You wanted to win.
Well, of course. I want to win playing checkers against Madison. You know?
Oh, Dad, that's 19 in a row. Please stop taunting me.
She beats me, by the way.
That one is away to Todd Helton. No more coin flips, by the way. More coin flips for the ties in the division. Here's an idea. Just best head-to-head record. Oh, baseball getting logical on us.
Come on. You can't get logical now.
I love it. I love it. Line drive center field. Speaking of the ball that's knuckling, I would imagine that one did as Todd Helton scolded that baseball. But there to make the play is Chris Young.
Shortstop,
Chris Young, one of the best at reading the ball off the bat. That's the most difficult play for an outfielder. The ball that's lined directly at the fielder. You have no angle to judge. You have no idea how hard it's hit. You don't know the spin on it. When it's hit right at a fielder, it's difficult to judge it. Chris is very good at that. That's why he patrols center field. That's why he can go get him so well.
That pitch is in. We raised our glass and tipped our caps to Ernie Harwell, Hall of Famer and baseball legend. Don't forget, join us Sunday as the broadcast wing here at the ballpark will be dedicated in honor of a man who we hope is broadcasting here again next year, Joe Garagiola. And Joe will join us on the air. We will certainly. We've been looking forward to. We have gotten more letters and more emails and more phone calls. Where's our good friend? He's going to come see us, and we're going to show him how much we miss him, how much we love him. So that'll be all part of Sunday's telecast.
And my brief history of doing this is, everybody knows me as Gracie's caddy. So when he goes off, I get a chance to come and join you and talk about the game a little bit. It's hard enough just to do the game, but to be on the Today Show and to have all those different genres that he did so eloquently over his career, it's difficult. Be nice to see him again.
Eloquently with a very down-to-earth style that made everyone, no matter the show or the game show or the World Series or the All-Star game, felt like their good friend was talking baseball with.
Hey, you'd have the same conversation sitting across the table from him having a bowl of pasta. I tell you what, Darren, that American League Central can be a very, very interesting division here in the last 15-ish games.
We're speaking of Michigan right now. Minnesota beating Detroit 3-0 in the top of the 8th inning, trying to trim what looked to be, I thought, a done deal. Runner goes. Troy Tulowitzki lines it right field. That one is gone. So another tough outing for Kevin Mulvey. Troy Tulowitzki now has 80 runs batted in. Too much, too low this season for a lot of opposing clubs. 29 homers, his 4th home run on this road trip. 4-1 the score.
We talked about Mulvey having success against the left-handed hitters. We talked about the last time out as well, that the ball got elevated a little bit. That's an example right there. Good location, not bad. Inner third, running into the right-handed hitter, but as that ball gets elevated to belt level, it becomes easier to hit than the ball that's diving down and in.
That pitch is high, 2-0 the count. Troy Tulowitzki, 330 since the All-Star break. Popped up and into the seats it goes. Matt, you were talking about that American League Central. Look, a lot still has to happen. I mean, Minnesota, they have 6 games, including tonight, left against Detroit. Kirk Gibson was talking about this while we were conducting our interview, but Minnesota's got to go minimum 4-2 in those games. I mean, I look at that series, though, they need to sweep the Tigers to make a statement.
They do. And if they do sweep the Tigers, they put it in the Tigers' head, certainly. Gain a little confidence. You never know. 4 games, a 4-game lead at this point in the season is difficult to overcome.
That's ball 4 outside. Brad Hoff has walked. Well, it's going to be a shame for the Twins and their fans that it's just not going to happen.
You making a call?
Boy, I'm going out on a limb, aren't I? And don't forget, by the way, congratulations to D-backs season ticket holder Paul Cookman. He is today's 30 prizes in 30 days winner. Now, Paul won a $250 Team Shop shopping spree. Oh, and I want one of these. He wins a Verizon Wireless BlackBerry Storm. $250 at the Team Shop. Probably should get one of those, I think. We should get one of those too, man. Paul got all that for renewing. Renew your season tickets today, and you could be the next winner. For a complete list of prizes and winners, visit dbacks.com/STH.
So we have Twitter in the booth, right?
I don't know if Scott Snyder, who checks that website occasionally, is keeping up with it.
So
I guess not. He says no. D-backs booth is the website.
Oh, you can email the booth?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a way, I'm not up with what it really is, but it's like an email, yes.
Okay, so somebody do me a favor, please, out there. Email the booth and tell Darren where he can get the BlackBerry Storm with some of that big league glue he makes.
Probably at the Verizon store, I would
Probably.
imagine. Yes, okay. So you don't have to send that in.
Thanks, folks. Please do.
Big league glue.
It's big league glue.
Which is locker room speak for lots of money.
There it is right there, the Storm. Darren needs him one of those.
I have my fine Verizon phone. It's the workman phone because I drop it all the time. And it's just fine. Daniel Cabrera goes to work. Now, it was Cabrera on the back end of Mulvey's first start where he took some steps in the right direction. And he may be working here very soon. The 1-1. That's pounded off the plate. 1-2 the count. Pitched at Villanova. Was all Big East in 2006. Was drafted out of high school as well by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 34th round. He was a Trojan. Bishop George R. High School in New Jersey. That pitch is in. 2-2 the count. Part of that deal that sent Johan Santana to the Mets, Mulvey, then Carlos Gomez, Philip Humber, and another minor league pitcher went to the Minnesota Twins. The 2-2. And he chases down and away, and he's furious that he chased that slider. But Yorvie, he'll get that gear and get ready to go catch it.
It's okay, T. You're 16 for your last 22 runners in scoring position. All right. Would he be regressing to the mean
Yeah,
right
that's
now?
exactly what that is. Spoken like a true sabermetrician. I look forward to spending time with you this winter as you continue to post on insiders' blogs and research on Fangraphs.
Running numbers. I like it.
The professor as the curveball drops in there.
No, thank you. Far from it.
Ian Stewart struck out back in the first inning. Is this an old school slugger or is this just a throwback? I mean, this is what he's meant to do, hit homers.
Yeah, he stands on top of the plate, uses a big old bat, waits for a good one to hit and tries to hit it over the right field fence every single time.
1-2 the count. But the big saving grace for Stewart with regard to getting a chance to hit those homers is A, he's doing so, and B, he's above serviceable defensively and has been able to help them at times at second and plays a lot of third.
Being able to play defensively is the key. Not everybody's going to hit all the time. Even Albert Pujols. But if you can play D, you can find a spot on the roster.
A positive moment or two for Mulvey. This was not, though. Troy Tulowitzki, number 28 on the year. Arizona presents that they can continue to win and their bubble will not burst. And certainly folks in the great state of Michigan and even Minnesota feel the same way. Getting close to October, folks, and certainly glad you're spending this evening with us. Leadoff hitter Chris Young. Young singled and scored back in the first inning. 1-1 the count.
Talk about leadoff hitter. That's where AJ wants him to hit. He's going to have to be productive, certainly, but when he's right, he's the guy for the job.
One and two the count. On base percentage this year 100 points higher than his batting average at .307. Chases away, slider, down he goes, but a little bit more in the thoughts of batting first in the order. Let's bring in Mark McClune. Big Mac?
Yeah, guys, just a little bit more like you're saying on Chris Young batting leadoff. The Diamondbacks 3-1 when Chris Young bats leadoff. And talked to Justin Upton, who's walking right in front of me right now, or before the game, and asked him what it was like having a hot hitting Young starting the lineup out batting leadoff. He said you can't measure it because of the energy he brings, and when he gets on base, he's always in scoring position. AJ Hinch actually toyed with batting Chris Young leadoff as soon as he came back from AAA because he wanted to send a message. He wants Young to be his leadoff hitter, and he wants it to be the strength of the club, much like his 3, 4, and 5 hitters AJ Hinch feels like right now are the strength of this club.
1-1 the count. Thank you, Big Mac, where you at. We appreciate that. Stephen Drew singled back in the first inning. Well, Young just hopes he has any sort of strength consistently in any spot in the order as that one dives down and away. Good change of pace there. I will say this about Chris Young. To go through what he went through, which is throughout the season being one of, as far as everyday players go, one of the lowest with regard to batting average hitters in the game. Everyday players in the game. Never did he not talk to the media, quote unquote, after games. Never was he not available before a game to have a conversation. We have segments, Manny, on the internet. I'm sure you've seen it. D-backs Dugout on the website that I host. And Chris, once a month, said early on, I'll come on and help you out. He never stepped off of that. And now the last couple of them, we talked about what he went through this year.
It's not easy, especially given the success at the big league level that he has had. All of a sudden it goes away and you go, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to happen. fact that he shows up early every day, prepares for that particular game, regardless of what it says up there on the scoreboard at the end of the day or the beginning of the next. It's not easy.
It was a weekend ago, and I know you diehard fans remember this, but we heard in depth from Mike Cameron. And Mike Cameron, at 25 years old, went through a similar experience statistically and confidence, or lacking better said, that Chris Young did. And Mike reflecting, and I thought it was interesting, from thousands of miles away in Milwaukee, knew just about everything about Chris.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? I mean, keeping an eye on him. And had some great thoughts about Chris needs to just listen to Chris and then maybe one or two other instructors, and that's it.
It's hard. It's so hard.
Your aunt becomes your hitting instructor, and your buddies.
Yeah, and you're believing them. You have a conversation with your high school friend, and he goes, "Yeah, when'd you start doing this? Or when'd you start doing that?" And you go, "Wait a minute, am I doing that? Really?" And then it gets in your head, and you don't sleep, and the food tastes horrible, and then you call the dog, and the dog won't come.
No.
It's terrible.
The dog saying, how do I get to Justin Upton's house? This is just unacceptable.
He's hot.
Front-running dogs. The 3-2.
I want to go to Reynolds' house. He's got 40 homers.
That's strike 3. That's it. Dry dog food for you tonight. Name the only two players to hit 20 or more home runs every season in the 90s. 20 or more homers every season in the 1990s. A fabulous question. Big home run hitters in the 90s.
In the 1990s.
Here's Clint Barnes. Slider, strike 1. By the way, Jason Marquis has reeled off 5 straight strikeouts. Just thought I'd point that out. This is.
I think he's found that slot, that arm slot.
Mm-hmm. I kind of thought he'd be just fine. Anyway, allowed to have a few bumps in the road, I think, as Clint Barnes is erased.
Yeah, he's out there going, okay. Somebody that was watching the game in the clubhouse came out and told me that Sutton said I was regressing to the mean. Well, here you go, Sut. Here's 5 in a row for you.
True.
How's that for the mean?
True. But Jason shouldn't be upset because I was speaking of the last 4 starts.
Oh.
Saying that he shouldn't panic.
Oh, I see.
He's actually still having a much better year than his career numbers. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses away, 1-1.
Does anybody know where Gracie's at?
I don't.
I don't either.
Maybe Los Angeles?
Just got a
Line.
text from Mr. Grace regarding the Affleck trivia question.
Well, he must be watching on his BlackBerry, according to you now.
Oh, really? Do you think he's got the storm?
I think he does.
You wish you had one?
I wish I did.
Gracie's answer is Mark Grace.
20 or more home runs.
He didn't hit 20 more total, right? Was that total? I think he misunderstood the question. It's okay.
1-2 the count.
Hang with him, Gracie. You're all right, kid.
Topper out to Brandon Allen. Our text poll tonight. 36929 is the number. Grab your storm if you'd like to. The best team in the National League. Is it the Phillies, the Cardinals, the Dodgers, or the Rockies? Who is the best team in the National League?
That's a hard question right now because you have to look at right now. You look at record over the course of the season, it doesn't necessarily reflect the truth right now.
That fan has casted his vote. He's feeling good about his Phils.
He's got his opinion, certainly.
The 0-1 to Carlos Gonzalez. Fastball runs that one in. 1-1 the count. Doubled and scored back in the first inning. Walked and was gunned down trying to steal in the second. 3:22 since the All-Star break. 2-1 the count.
It's got worlds of talent. You know, a little bit of deficiency maybe with speed, but he's one of those guys that can beat you with everything that he possesses. With the bat, with the glove, and with the arm, and with his legs.
How about going out that way with authority?
Yeah, he stays on the baseball very well, especially from the right-handed pitcher.
Bounced. Foul.
Now he's got a little confidence too. It's tough when you're in a position like him. Young player. Everybody wants you, and you're always part of a trade. You're always trade bait. So it's difficult because you're so coveted by other teams that you never really get a chance to stay with one and develop the confidence that he's got going on.
Mr. Mulvey just made a pitch. He has sat down 5 in a row, settling down here. 4-1. 4-1 the score. Our Aflac trivia question about all those homers each and every year in the 90s. We have a guess on D-backs booth on Twitter coming in from Billy Romero. He wants to guess as we look to hit it there. We'll explain more about that in just a moment. That one is high and away. 1-0 the count. He wants to guess Matt Williams.
No, come on. Kidding me?
Well, Miguel Montero drives deep left field into the track. It goes, and it's off the wall. Miguel Montero sliding with a double. So Miggy with a 2-base hit. Sac fly and an RBI for Miguel back in the first inning, and now a double for Montero. That's 300 hitting Miguel Montero.
Talked about being comfortable in your own skin, and it's exactly where Miguel Montero is right now. He's got a chance to play with the injury to Chris Snyder. That is Miguel. That's what he does best. He hits the ball through the middle, the other way. You know, when he was coming off the bench late in games pinch hitting, he had to deliver, and the place that he thought he could was by pulling the baseball, and he got away from himself a little bit. With consistent at bats, he settled back in and used his strength. That's why he's hitting 300.
Third baseman, slugging third baseman Mark Reynolds ahead in the count, 1-0. Pops that one up. Just for the sake of discussion, could I one more try Mr. Romero's guess? Just for the sake, I'm thinking of Matt Williams.
No. What?
Ah, there we go.
Kidding me.
We also remind you, Gila River Casino's hit and win inning. You saw the great sign. A lucky fan watching tonight playing for the jackpot of $720,000. Marie Sullivan, good luck. dbacks.com/hit and win. Gila River Casinos, great partners with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The brand new Wild Horse Pass Casino and Hotel. Brand new hotel opening up here at the end of October.
We got the wrong guy up there to hit that sign right now.
Either side?
He hits it too far.
Oh, that's a good point. He hits it too far.
He does. That's just over the fence in right center and left center. Mark hits it way too far. Maybe if he hit a low line drive, it might hit that.
The 1-2. Grounded to short. Safe! The wrong decision. We'll see how it turns out. The out was out there in front of him, but he saw, Troy Tulowitzki did anyway, he saw Miguel Montero, speaking of too far off the bag.
Barmes is playing pretty close to second base. Tulowitzki tries to get Montero with his legs at first. He starts to chase him and realizes that it's too late. By the time he flipped the ball to Barmes, Miguel was able to get the toe back in there in front.
Just the wrong choice there by Troy Tulowitzki.
Well, you see him, it's a reaction play. He's an aggressive player, so he thought Miguel was off there far enough where he could catch him. Miguel was able to scamper back to the base.
0-1 the count to Gerardo Parra.
I think Barmes was there in plenty of time.
Oh, and 1 the count. Parra, 17 hits this month. Broke his bat. Reynolds on to first. What a play. With Marquis covering, Tulowitzki uncorked about 94 miles an hour on the turn there, and he's going to make sure he didn't tear his pitcher's shoulder off as he comes in to talk with him. But what a great play defensively.
Well, it all starts with Todd Helton at first. He double clutched a little bit, and then Tulowitzki can make it up with his arm. We know he's got a strong arm. It's a great play by Marquis. On the run, from the mound in covering first base and able to keep the foot on the bag. Nice play.
So now Ryan Roberts, he walked back in the second inning. Jason, as we told you about Kevin Mulvey out of New Jersey. Jason grew up in New York. A little turn, base hit right field. What a big two-out hit for Ryan Roberts. Looked on a pitch, hanging out over the plate, a slider, it looked as if, maybe a cut fastball. And Roberts did not try to pull it. That was the key. Huge RBI, 4-2.
Just a nice piece of hitting from Ryan Roberts. The ball elevated a little bit, but if you try to pull that ball at all, it's 6-3 and they're out of the inning. He just stayed with it. See the reaction from Marquis there. Knew he made a mistake, and he paid for it.
Brandon Allen didn't budge there. That was headed right at his ankle and stood firm, planted in there. 1-0 the count.
Well, the big fella, not expecting him to throw the ball at the ankle. So it was either he was taking his chances on getting hit or just didn't have time to move out of the way, one or the other.
Grounds that one foul. Yesterday, an off day for the team. There are a handful of times the rest of the year as Chad Tracy waits on deck where we, the broadcast team, will get the day off, but the team will play. That wasn't the case. Yesterday, a team off day. Well, a new guy to the big city of Phoenix, Brandon Allen. What does he do on his off day? Maybe find a place to stay. Is he staying at a hotel? How does that all work, you might wonder. Drive around town, go to the mall, do some shopping. Making a little bit of money now. No? Went and did a little bit of banking. Got in a workout. Went and paid my bills. Went to the post office.
Really?
Very organized young man. As that one is away, he chases. He'll have a chance to see him all the time this fall. Scottsdale is representing the Diamondbacks, the Scottsdale entry in the Arizona Fall League. And so he's settling in a little bit. Why not? He's going to be here all through the fall.
He needs stamps. Got to go to the post office.
That's exactly right. So come on out.
It's all about priorities.
Are you coming to the Fall League with me a lot this winter?
Love the fall.
All right. Wanted to make sure. Ryan Augenstein going to get a chance to pitch in the Fall League. Just a handful of Diamondbacks, to name a few. High drive, deep right field. We are tied. He didn't nail that one by ground. He sent that one by air. 4-4.
Yeah, that was express delivery for next morning right here. Look at the head, folks. See the head down on that? You've got to follow that ball all the way to the hitting area. The pitch and the location oftentimes will dictate where the ball goes. He just put a nice swing on a hanging slider.
Trent Olchin will hit for Kevin Mulvey. So a tough night for Kevin, though his team battles back. And Olchin trying to keep things going, keep things rolling. Mulvey finished at least with a few steps in the right direction as Trent takes outside. Kevin went 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Quite a few 4s there. 83 pitches. That was the key. Just had to throw too many pitches. Foul ball. That would have been extra bases. Now, all the Diamondbacks tie things up with the Rockies with a lot of baseball left to be played. San Francisco 4, Los Angeles 1, top of the 3rd inning. San Francisco 4, Los Angeles 1. And that lead in the wild card is 3½ games. That one is fouled off, and they are done in Minnesota. Twins 3, Tigers nothing. Twins 3, Tigers nothing.
Interesting.
So that lead now for the Detroit Tigers is 3 games.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. Twins will never catch them.
It's going to be too bad for the folks of Minnesota. I would agree with you.
Great season, but just not enough.
1-2 the count.
Sometimes you play great and you just can't get there.
Well, the 1-2. Over the top of that one, Olchin goes down on strikes. Brandon Allen, banking, hitting up the post office. Look at his swim as well. Outdoor baseball tonight. Love it. The only 2 players to hit 20 or more home runs every season in the 1990s. We already said Matt Williams, but did you say Barry Bonds, his old teammate? Well, if you did, you got them both. And that was a nice job. Daniel Schlereth goes to work.
I had no idea. I thought it was Gracie.
Well, so did he.
Yes, he did.
Shocker.
Well, I believe him when he tells me things. I believe him.
Really?
Well, kind of.
Anyway, Daniel Schlereth goes to work for the 17th time. We have been invited into this young man's baptism by fire. And he'll be wearing something like that on the final flight of the year. That's not the kind of baptism we're talking about. The rookie hazing, by the way, will there be anyone dressed in street clothes when there's rookie hazing?
Nope.
There will be a lot of guys wearing, I don't know, Smurf costumes or whatever you guys make them wear, you veterans.
Could be anything. You never know.
Pitch is low, 1-0 the count. But we have been a part of this young man's baptism by fire. There's a lot to love about the arm, and it's just on-the-job training for Daniel Schlereth.
It's quick. It's a quick rise to the big leagues. You know, if you have the opportunity, situations like this would dictate that you get him here and let him learn. If he is strong enough mentally to handle it.
That's, to me, the most important part of what you're saying there. Watching him, it appears as if it's the case. Speaking with his father, who knows him pretty well, he says it's the case.
Well, he has a lot of his father's mentality. His father comes from the football world, certainly. We all know that. A little different world over here. A little different mentality for a pitcher, especially, that has to rely on power sometimes and finesse the others.
Thought he was really dialed into that pitch, but he wasn't. You talk about guys making their major league debuts, those that will be true rookies on those final flights. Your thoughts on just a handful of guys? You pick a few, Matty.
Well, look at all those guys right there, and the guy that really started well and has stayed consistent in that regard is Clay Zabak. Now, as of late, he's given up some runs, but for a long time, he was just really good. The improvement in Esmeralda Vasquez has been astonishing to me. The fact that he's developed feel. Granted, he's a starting pitcher. I managed him in Double-A as a starter, but to be thrust into the bullpen in crucial situations, he has really dialed it in and become a very integral part of that bullpen.
Here's Clay, and going forward will be an integral part of the bullpen. So will Vasquez. The rest is not to be determined. Not yet.
Don't know yet.
Breaking ball dives low. Brian Augenstein, an interesting study there. He was incredible to start the season, as Daniel Cabrera has a long way to go too until he earns a spot on next year's club. But Augenstein, nearly perfect, literally, to start the season in Double-A for a couple of months. Pitched up here in the big leagues, a big-time strike thrower, not overwhelmed at all, had his ups and downs. I think that's one of the guys that people are overlooking for that fifth spot, Brian Augenstein.
Well,
I really do.
There's going to be an audition, isn't there? Now they're going to take everybody into account. Mulvey's got a chance. Augenstein's got a chance. Anybody else that had a good year in the minor leagues is going to have a chance. They can't get everybody up here all in September. They wouldn't have enough room on the bench, in the clubhouse, or on the plane. But be a boatload of folks in spring training that are vying for that fifth spot.
Augenstein, as we mentioned, will be pitching in the Arizona Fall League, so come see him work. Breaking ball, that's strike three. What an inning. That's what you need. I think he can handle it just fine, the ups and downs.
Chris Young.
4-4 the score. Cabot Wood Stains yesterday on this date in history, our legendary performance. Hideo Nomo pitching a no-hitter at Coors Field, the only time Colorado has been no-hit. Nobody no-hits the Rockies.
No.
Except for Hideo Nomo.
$1996.
Yes.
Lake Street Bombers. Harry Walker and company. Hard to do. Dante Bichette. Vinny Castilla.
Some hitters.
Take that offer, boys.
Big Cat, was the Big Cat there?
I don't know if he was there in '96 or not. He was there for a long time.
He could hit a little bit. Hit 370 one season. The 2-1. Sitting ball, not bad, breaks. And Young is erased. Just dangerous as you see the defensive play.
We talked about Stewart and the fact that he's an offensive player, but that is a fine play.
And here is Stephen Drew. Friday night, roof open. Beautiful night for baseball here in Phoenix. We love our ballpark. There's no doubt about it. Fireworks will be shooting off over our heads a little bit later. We love the fact that we say comfortable and warm in August and July, but now being here for 3 seasons, this is why you come, for the days that it can be open. This is a wonderful open air ballpark.
It's a completely different feel, isn't it?
It really is. And it's so bright and airy no matter what. There are some ballparks that will close and or open the roof and the lights dim and the field darker. That never occurs at this yard.
Yeah, none of us would want to be sitting here with 120 degrees beating down on us.
No.
So we're thankful for the roof on those days, but we appreciate nights like tonight and certainly early in the season when they can open it every night.
3-1 the count. Quest High Speed Internet keeps an eye on the pitch velocity. High speed pitch marquee at 92. Mulvey at 90 miles an hour. Devin going 4, giving up 4 runs. In the 3-1. Steven pops it up. All the way in to make the play. Stephen Drew is erased. Seth Smith is there. Ellis Burks had 40 home runs in '96. Dante Bichette 31. Vinny Castilla 40. The Big Cat was there 47.
47 homers. Holy mackerel.
Those were the days with the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
Justin Upton, speaking of long balls, he drives it off the wall. Racing on around, Upton with a double. A 2-out double for Justin Upton. This is what we were begging and pleading and hoping that we might see him do in the first inning with a couple of runners on. This is why you ask it of him.
That's right.
Expect it.
Oh, you guys say it all the time. You got to drive it in the gap. It's true, though. That's what he is going to be paid to do over the course of his career. Hitting in the middle of the lineup, he's going to be paid to drive runs in. He's going to be paid to score runs and play good defense.
Here is Miguel Montero. 2 bases, slugging percentage will go up. You can see the best or most elite sluggers in the major leagues that play in the outfield. All respected hitters, all different ages.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good company right there, huh?
Very good company. Smith racing to the line. Adam Dunn was on that graphic. I don't know if you folks know this, but just can't get enough of him. supporters. Good to see folks wearing red out there. A couple of visitors from other teams supporting other teams, wearing their team's colors. We don't like that because we don't like other teams.
No, we don't.
Enjoying some D-backs logos out there. Pool, a great gathering of folks. The Redhead section, and the final Redhead section next Tuesday night out there in right field. Grab your tickets, and don't forget the ticket, including a T-shirt on Tuesday night, sitting in right field, September 27th exactly. Visit dbacks.com/redheads. Discounted ticket includes a T-shirt, includes a baseball community. We're giving away autograph stuff that night. We have all kinds of extra prizes. Gracie and I will come out, say hello. The final Redhead section, a mile high, as Ryan Walk is erased, and he puts that one away. And also that night, Tuesday night, we are working with the Arizona Fall League and coming up with a very special promotion. I'm still in negotiations, quite honestly, but here's what we got out of the gates. Anybody that attends the Redheads game Tuesday night, has the Redheads t-shirt, well, then they make their way to the opener, October 13th night game. They're going to deem it an unofficial Redheads night, Scottsdale Stadium.
Really?
And you just walk right in, free.
Really?
Redhead shirt, you're in for free, October 13th.
I like it.
That's what we do. Trying to get you more in the deal, you Redheads. I'm still working on it. I think you need to maybe get more games for free. So we're still in negotiations.
Wow.
Mr. Cobb and I will continue our conversations.
Don't bank on it, Redheads.
The 0-1.
Now, if Gracie was doing it, maybe. But
oh, no. I'll go to bat for that section. And I will go to bat for free things. Love free things.
How many folks can get in the Redhead section?
We can do 500.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Sell it out, by the way.
You do?
Strike three. Goodness gracious. That is 5 in a row sat down. Pops in-house looking on.
That's tough. You know, that is so difficult right there.
The father.
Well, the father of the reliever who doesn't know he's going to get in the game that night.
Right.
But you have to come, because if you're not there when he pitches, you know, after the game he says, well, what do you think? Sorry, I wasn't there. That's the hardest parent to be. I mean, if you're Justin's
be here, though,
parents
right?
or Mark's parents or anybody else, that any of the guys that are in there every day, the offensive guys, you know. Or if you're a starting pitcher's parent, you know what day his turn is. The reliever, that's tough dude.
Goodness. Dealing 0-2 the count. In a tie ball game, mind you. High fly ball, well struck. He just stood up against 6 Colorado Rockies. Sent them all back to the dugout in a tie ball game. You bet Dad's proud. That's the best we've seen in the big leagues for Daniel Slayer. Rapid rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Mark Reynolds to lead things off quickly in the hole, 0-1 against 31-year-old right-hander Jason Marquis, originally a Brave to begin his career. Marquis has that one shoot to the backstop, and Mark fouls that one off. We saw in the most recent road trip for the 4th time Mark Reynolds leaving the field of play, going face first, shoulder first, chest first into concrete to catch a ball. He did it in San Diego 4 times this year. The 0-2 just missed.
Gracie tried to imitate it, didn't do it justice.
Did you see that?
He tried. In fact, it was a weak effort.
I would think most anyone that would try to imitate that.
Yeah.
Especially much older like Mark is.
I agree with you.
The 1-2. Bouncing ball. Bottom line is you're getting the reputation of being tough. And by tough, Kirk Gibson, what exactly do we mean when talking about Mark Reynolds?
Last year, there was so much talk about how many strikeouts he had and how many errors he had. And now here he's almost going through the same thing this year. But he realizes that, you know, whatever, I'm going to go out, I'm going to play my game, I'm trying to get better, I've got a lot to learn in this game. My team counts on me. I can still hit one out. I can strike out 3 times and hit the game winner. And you have to be tough to think about that.
Not physical toughness. Now he's speaking their mental toughness.
Yeah, it's hard. We talked about Chris Young. How mentally tough you have to be to get here every day and work hard early. Same with Mark Reynolds. He's comfortable. It is what it is. And the fact that one of the comments that he made during the course of this season made all the difference in the world to me. He talked about the record number of strikeouts. He said, well, yeah, it's my record. I own it. As if he was proud of it. You know, of course he's not proud of it, but he turned it around for a positive in his own mind, and that's plenty. That's plenty for him. I own that record. That's my record. If I break my own record, I still own the record. He's comfortable. He's comfortable defensively. He's comfortable hitting 4th in the lineup. He wants to get better, certainly. But it's not all about the strikeout. This year, it's about him hitting 42 balls over the fence. And what'd you call it? The golden sledgehammer?
Oh, yeah. You bet. You bet the golden sledgehammer.
That's
the
all
longest home runs in the game. A little bit more on Mark Reynolds and how others view him. Let's bring in Mark McClune. Big Mac?
Yeah, quote from Rockies manager Jim Tracy today pregame about Mark Reynolds. You can get him out, but when you miss, it's noisy.
I like that.
It is.
That's perfect. Thank you, Mac.
So what does Mark have to work on? Being a tougher out at times. That's what he'll work on this offseason into next spring. It's the mindset he'll have, because it's always going to be noisy. We know that.
One and 0 the count. Pitch is low. 2-0 the count to Ryan Roberts. Now, it didn't seem, speaking of noise, like it was completely the noisiest thing in the world. A dying line drive into right field that played it a run in the 4th inning, but Roberts with 2 outs, those 2 out RBIs made it 4-2, and then Brandon Allen homer. It was everything.
Extended the inning. Yeah.
You bet.
Could have been an easy pull off. 6-3 out of the inning without any damage, but the fact that he extended the inning with the base hit, drove in the run, and gave the big fella behind him a chance to swing at one. That's how you win ball games. By extending the inning, by drawing the walk, whatever it is. Going 1st to 3rd.
.274 batting average. He's played in 100 games, and yet I would imagine still feels like he's auditioning for a roster spot and a starting role next year. You hope so.
Well, tell you what a difference 6 months made. I remember talking to having him in my ear every day spring training. What do you think? What do you think? What do I need to do? What do I need to work on? Did you hear anything from the coaching staff? What do they think?
Flores warms in the pen.
Worried.
He was very
for
worried.
6 weeks worried. Now he's an everyday guy just about, right?
Runner was off, a huge jump. Bob Apodaca comes out. Let's turn the page back to Mark Reynolds for just one moment, only because you were speaking of it. Mark, with the positives being tough, the home runs, the noise that he makes, as it was described by the opposing manager. Mark, you were asked by the man who mentored you this spring, Matt Williams, what do you plan on working on and improving your game this winter?
It's almost take the good with the bad, which a lot of people tell me, but obviously I want to cut that number down, and you know, I don't know if there's any drills you can actually work on to not strike out, but you know, I don't think I'm going up there doing the team any good trying to, you know, hit a ground ball or trying to just punch the ball in play somewhere. You know, but at the same time, I want to be that more consistent player, like the guy that'll, you know, take the ball the other way to score a run or to drive in a guy, and I think I've done that the past week or so, and you know, they're still there. It's a glaring number, but you know, something I definitely want to work on it.
What do you think?
I think that's a very comfortable answer. You know, is he doing his team any good trying to be a Judy? No. He's not. What is he paid to do? He's paid to hit the ball over the fence. He's getting better and better and better at it. It is what it is, I guess, you know. You don't want to take his away. You want him to get better as a player, like you would want everybody to get better, but you don't want to take away his aggressiveness, because that's ultimately his strength.
0-2 the count on Brandon Allen. He homered back in the 4th inning.
Comes a point in a player's career where they figure out what they're good at.
Brandon pretty good at this. Picking on sliders.
Nice job of keeping the head down through the swing. Finishing on plane through the baseball.
That time he goes down on strikes. Here is Chad Tracy. By the way, over the last couple of weeks of television, you saw how we were able to stand and have a conversation with Mark, kind of take a look back and a look ahead. We'll be able to do that not only with Mark, we'll do the same thing with Justin Upton, with A.J. Hinch, the skipper, hoping to do that in his office, and with Dan Herron as well. So kind of put a capper on things throughout the next couple of weeks worth of games, and then we'll see you in Tucson.
It's good.
And at the Fall.
Well, you know, it's nice to reflect. You know, it hasn't gone the way anybody wanted it to go, certainly. So, what do you have to do? What do you have to do to get to where the Rockies are at right now, 1 year from today? Or where the Dodgers are at? Or, for that matter, where the Yankees are at? It can happen.
Outside. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, you drive from here to New York. You don't know how to go unless you got the road map, right? Unless you got the satellite directing you where to go. You have to have the road map before you even start. So that's what we're going to talk about.
2-0 the count to Chad Tracy.
Besides, it's more fun to win than it is to lose.
Say that again. Chad desperately seeking a hit. His last base hit was August the 23rd at Houston. It's been a tough battle since then. Inconsistent playing time. And he is hitless in his last 16 at bats. Two and two the count. A chance here, though, with a pinch hit assignment to give his team the lead. Blake pretty good as a pinch hitter. 5 of 13, 16 pinch hit attempts, so he's been able in that opportunity to get it done. How about that, man? How about those two perfect hitters?
He's good, huh? Throwing it where he wanted to throw it. Both pitches, fastball, slider.
His first ever 2-inning outing in the big leagues. Juiced that ball, but it's foul. Another guy that was born and raised in this organization. Did some great things before injury set him back. You look ahead to next year and you wonder not what position he'll play, but where he'll play, which organization he'll play for, what the future holds for Chad Tracy.
There's so many people that play his position. You know, you've got that coupled with inconsistent playing time and some injuries have set him back on the. I mean, if you're looking at it like you look at football, on the depth chart, he's 3 or 4.
Logically, I think everyone would be surprised if he's back.
I would think so. Yeah, I would be surprised too.
And that's no reflection on Chad and the really tough luck that has besieged him the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, what are you going to do? If you're injured, you can't play, and they have to find somebody to play.
The 2-2. Nice job by Torrealba. It's getting interesting in Los Angeles. San Francisco 4, Los Angeles 3. That game right now is in the bottom half of the 4th inning at Dodger Stadium. Three and two. Down and away. They changed up on him there.
A lot of confidence in that changeup. 3 and 2. Tie score with a playoff berth at stake and throwing a combio. What is up with you? What's wrong with you?
We're having fun tonight. Getting some rally shades going. Something.
What is wrong with you?
Something. Here we go. The 3-2. Runners go. Slider. Ball 4. Chris Young. How about this?
Recent history against these Rockies pretty good. Got himself some pitches to hit and delivered. And the confidence started right here. Now, certainly 3 home runs in a game will give you some confidence, but you flatten that swing out a little bit. Found that sweet spot. He's been pretty consistent since. Big opportunity for him here.
He has singled in 3 trips, otherwise striking out and grounding out. The Rockies, the one team all year long he's hung in there against. About 250 against Colorado this season, held up on a slider away. He did not go around as they appeal. He got Young. He struck him out with the slider back in the 3rd inning. Then Chris hit a ball hard that Ian Stewart made a nice play on. But the good news for Chris, oft in the air being retired as he's hit a couple of balls hard on the ground. This one in the air. Barnes over, under, and out. And the Diamondbacks leave the bases loaded as we move on to the 7th inning, tied at 4. And the Yankees series before the single games go on sale. Register for your pre-sale opportunities at dbacks.com/pre-sale. Interleague series after things open up against the San Diego Padres. Of course, the Jays and then the Yankees coming to town. A trip to Boston, a trip to Detroit. You folks know how near and dear to my heart that is. A chance to head back to the Midwest and play in Detroit, of course. Regular season ends at the Giants and the Dodgers. Great home schedule for all of us as Leo Rosales takes over. 2010, bounce back year, comeback player of the year, the entire Diamondbacks team.
Why not?
Well, I would agree. Why not? This year, by the way, the comeback player of the year, I think might be the man who plays first base for the Rockies and Todd Helton. A.J. Hinch hopes that any one of his, well, better said, A.J., how about my whole roster? Manager grinds through it, travels, goes through ups and downs, struggles, comes home after a day game, has a chance to spend some time with his family on an off day, not coming to the ballpark. Fever 103 all day. Good to have you home, Dad.
Welcome home.
Now, this is not about family, but then again it is, because a lot of these guys, like his younger brothers or his sons, are Geico quote, X's and O's or off the field. He said, I think the psyche of players dealing with failure, the uncertain season and the revolving roster, it's been more off the field people management. That's the majority of this job. The stuff that is behind the scenes probably goes unnoticed and underappreciated from the general baseball person. Fair enough?
Completely accurate.
Eric Young Jr.
That's why they call him the manager. That's what he does, is he manages folks.
He's not a coach. In baseball, it's not a coach.
No, he's not a coach. Not the head coach. He's the skipper. What does a skipper do? A skipper manages the course of that boat. Same with the manager of a baseball team.
Eric Young running hard, racing on around. I like that. Boy, look at that. He just passed right through the shot to second base. He's furious that he hit it in the air. He's no good there. Put it on the ground. That's where he's most helpful. This is the younger EY.
Most folks can't run like that, though. But the effort can certainly be there.
And it was. 2-1 the count to Carlos Gonzalez. Back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Gonzalez doubled and scored. Walked. Very quietly, one of the bigger stories tonight, I think, is the work of Daniel Schlereth. The 2 hitless innings. As that one is inside. 1-2 the count.
Well, you come running out of the bullpen. And
how about that, Matty? We're honored to be invited, Mikey, into your living room and up to your seats every night.
it's great, isn't he?
That pitch is high. 2-2 the count. We need to thank all of you.
Yeah.
For grabbing that remote and turning us on each and every night.
Yeah, you look at fans, true fans. It's been a tough year. Stick with them, folks. They're going to be good.
Both been great so far.
Our post-game show, Jody Jackson and Ken Digger Phelps here in the Diamond Club. And Digger, how about the D-backs being resilient, coming back, rallying in the 4th, Brandon Allen's home run. Now the question is, can they do it here in the later innings?
Well, let's hope so. Diamondbacks are playing well right now. They're back in this ball game, and of course, the bullpen has been very good tonight. Let's hope the D-backs can get a little offense cooking here the rest of the way.
And then in our Digging In segment in the post, Digger's going to break down the 2010 schedule, why it is tough, yes, but certainly going to be exciting.
Good stuff, guys. We'll look forward to that. Folks having a good time at the ballpark tonight. Standing enjoying the 7th inning stretch. Good crowd tonight. Running out of chances to come to the ball game. Brandon Allen. Long ball earlier in the ball game to tie it up. Going to go ahead and implore all of you to, as Randy Flores takes the baseball, go ahead and put on your rally caps. Going to go ahead and do it early.
Why not? No need to wait till the last inning. Do it right now.
Yeah, all bets are off at this point. I mean, let's go for it, Matty.
Why would you wait? Oh, Stephen Drew single, little Justin Upton double, drive it into the gap.
1-1 the count.
And while you're scoring 1, you might as well put up a crooked number. Why not?
I would agree. Crooked number. That would feed a lot of people. As that one is in, because anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 p.m. the following day at participating locations.
Use one of Grace's favorite lines. Good day for a snowman.
Very good day. You know what else it is? A good day to see Stephen Drew hit 2 line drives. Not fly balls, line drives. Now, you can't always control that, but 2 line drives the other way.
Yep. Staying on the baseball. He does that well. He generally does it very well against left-handed pitchers. He'll stay on the baseball, hit it through the middle the other way.
Pitching change is made, and in honor of our good friend Ernie Harwell, instead of going to break, let's go back to Detroit from a couple of nights ago, and this is Ernie addressing maybe for the final time his good friends, the baseball fans of Detroit, Michigan.
I really feel lucky to be here, and I want to thank you for that warm welcome. In my almost 92 years on this earth, the good Lord has blessed me with a great journey. And the blessed part of that journey is that it's going to end here in the great state of Michigan. I deeply appreciate the people of Michigan. I love their grit. I love the way they face life. I love the family values they have. And you Tiger fans are the greatest fans of all. No question about that. And I certainly want to thank you from the depth of my heart for your devotion, your support, your loyalty, and your love. Thank you very much, and God bless you. All right.
Just a couple of nights ago, Ernie Justin, sack bunt. That's right, sack bunt, struck out and double. Nice take there. That had to be tempting. Floating in there, a slow sidearm breaking ball. 2-0 the count.
Knowing that you've got the ability to make the difference in the ball game with one swing of the bat, ahead in the count, to be patient enough to lay off. He's learning. It's going to be special.
We're talking about last weekend. Always do our best to corner Jason Kendall, the Milwaukee catcher. And Kendall wanted me to pass it along, and I did the other day to Justin Upton. So you tell Justin he has come leaps and bounds. He is no longer foolable. You can't do it anymore. Now you can get him out, but you better make your pitches. But he doesn't get himself out much anymore. Goodness, 2-1 the count. Had to hit that one. Well, had to hit that one up to Denver, Colorado.
Well, if you're going to take a rip at it, take a rip at it. I don't think that one was out of control.
No.
I think he slipped after the fact, after he followed through, but I didn't think that swing was out of control. Head was on it.
The 2-1. 2-2 the count. Daly, a free agent signee, a great story. Out of Bucknell, 2004, a self-made player. Just trying to keep it off the ground. The 2-2. Outside, 3-2 the count.
If you're AJ Hinch, you have all the numbers. You've been constantly taking the clock over there on the delivery times to home plate. Make a decision on whether to send Drew here 3-2 against a tough pitcher against right-handed hitters.
Got him over the top of the slider. And Upton goes down on strikes. Stevens still staying put. A couple of solid approaches from Drew in the first and in the seventh, but this is the first.
You look at the head. That'll tell you everything. Where's the head? As in anything, when you hit the baseball or when you catch the baseball, the head is always behind the ball when you're doing it properly, and that's Stephen Drew in a nutshell right there. Tonight, both times going the other way. Head down on the baseball, staying behind it and driving it to the opposite field.
0-1 the count on Miguel Montero. Miggy twice has faced Daly. He does not have a hit. Matter of fact, he has a pair of walks against him. The 0-1 in, 1-1 the count.
Daly hides the ball so well. Turns his back to the plate before he delivers it, and probably a little easier to hit for a left-handed hitter, because the ball will run away from the lefty. Especially for Miguel, that's his strength.
Outside with a changeup. 2-1 the count. I'll tell you, out of that arm angle, it's got to be tough to get any kind of changeup going, any kind of action, and keep it near the plate.
Consistency, I bet, is difficult from there.
Down there, changeups are tough to throw. Breaking balls with any sort of tilt on them are tough to throw. Two and two the count.
It's all about your angle, you know, angle to the plate, angle to the hitter, deception, hiding the baseball. That's, 88 mile an hour, 89 mile an hour fastball, nothing special, but.
The 2-2. Well, we'll do it again. Runner continues to stay put at first. It's a guy that, when right, wants it on the ground. You're not going anywhere. The 2-2 pitch. Belted out front. I'm told we may have a contract.
Really?
Earlier. This is earlier. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a contract right there, upper tank. What's this?
That's contract.
What was that?
That's double contract.
No.
That's what that. No, that yes, that's a double contract.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't. The other one I was not told about. The 2-2. Got it. Chased up and away. Drew still at first base.
Darren?
Yes.
Double contract.
Well, I didn't even see that was like edited together. Did that ball fall from the upper deck and the fan down below made the play?
No, the first guy caught it, the second guy caught it.
Fell from the upper deck.
No, it didn't.
Yes, no, it's not. It's one contract. I'm looking here on the honorary contract that says, congratulations on your amazing catches, judged by Arizona Diamondbacks top scouts. Well, Darren Sutton's name is on there. You know,
whoever
helped to lead this team to a World Series title, and
whatever your name is,
I was the number 2 announcer for the Angels at the time.
Whatever your name is that caught that second ball, just know that Darren's not giving you a contract.
I just need to see a little more quote-unquote video evidence.
Couldn't see the end result? Falling over the seats.
His buddy could have dropped it from 5 feet over. That was trick photography. Guy in the upper deck, he gets a contract. 100%.
Guy in the upper deck had a glove.
That's what we encourage folks to do.
The guy in the lower deck cut it with bare hands.
Yeah.
But no.
I don't know about
Darren
that.
didn't want to give you a contract.
Not as of yet, I don't.
Anybody that recognizes that guy that caught the ball with 2 hands, bare hands, please email the booth. Let Darren know that you would appreciate him giving that guy a contract too.
Mark's going to hit a homer here.
I'm making a call. Oh.
We have the one in the upper deck. Now the whole play here rattles around in the upper deck. It's coming, falling down. Oh, it even bounced. It even bounced on the concrete.
Contract.
No, it bounced on the contract.
He made the catch.
After 2 bounces. A bounce in the upper deck and on concrete. That's an awesome kid. We love him. No contract.
Come on.
He's a good kid. Looking forward to seeing him at the ball game all next year, the 1-1.
He doesn't really care whether you think he's a good kid or not. He wants a contract.
Gracie, you know what? How about this? Gracie will come wash his car.
Mark Reynolds playing third base. Right? Sorry, Mark. We're not giving you a contract because the ball bounced.
Slider just missed. Okay, so we had a drop and then a catch.
The reaction time to know that it's coming back at you. Oh, sorry, Stephen Drew. You play shortstop, but we're not giving you a contract because the ball bounced.
Yeah, that's much like that gentleman there is almost exactly like Stephen Drew playing short with, I don't know, Troy Tulowitzki hitting. The 3-1. 3-2. Gotta let it go, Matt. It's not happening.
I don't care what you say. I'm giving him a contract. I don't care.
I'm trying to see what is on that contract again.
Can somebody please get me a contract so I can go down in between? I'm going to run down in between innings and present it to him. How about that?
3-2 with 2 outs.
Because Darren Sutton won't give you one.
That's high. That's ball 4. Top seed in the WNBA playoffs here, Phoenix Mercury. They take on the San Antonio Silver Stars in the Western Conference semifinals. Game 2 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, U.S. Airways Center. San Antonio took game 1 last night, so it's must-win for the Mercury. Important. D-backs fans, show your ticket at the center box office. After the D-backs game on Saturday, receive free admission to the remainder of the playoff game. So that's very, very good news.
So they can show their ticket for what?
Go across the street and see I would guess probably the last couple of quarters of the ball game.
Really? So they come to the game, they can have their ticket, show it over there, catch last couple of quarters, but just know, folks, that if Darren doesn't like the play you make here, you're not getting a contract.
That's exactly right.
Doesn't matter.
I'm glad you clearly understand the rules.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a contract, please. Can I have one?
Here's Gerardo Parra.
That poor kid down there.
1 for 2 with the double. Oh, yeah, I feel real bad for him, those terrible seats. He's having a tough go of it tonight. We all should be so underprivileged. Fouls that one into the catcher's mitt.
No glove, no protection. Throwing his body in front of it.
The 1-1 outside with a slider. 2-1 the count again. 1 for 2 and just a couple of at bats with the double against Daly. 4-4 the score.
Well, you look at matchups, right? Especially when you get late in the game. This is the perfect matchup and the perfect pitch right here for Gerardo Parra. He's done a good job all year long of driving runs in, especially with 2 outs, and using the big part of the ball. Using the big part of the diamond, lining it back through the middle.
2-1 the count. High fly ball, well struck, deep right field into the corner. It goes off the glove, off the wall. That ball's in play. 1 run is in. Another run comes on around the relay. Parra is out, but both runs count. And the Diamondbacks grab the lead by a score of 6-4. Another timely hit by a new kid on the block, Gerardo Parra. Had it almost.
We talk about receivers all the time. When they know they've got it and they're approaching the sideline or they're approaching the back of the end zone, they take their eye off it at the last second. That's an example of it right there.
Let's take a ride out of town. Brought to you by FreeCreditReport.com. Know your score. Visit FreeCreditReport.com. Big things happening with the Minnesota Twins. Look at the Dodgers and the Giants. This has been a Donnybrook the entire game. A slowly played, deliberate game, 4-4. They know what's going on here. Now they, I'm sure, are being updated that the Diamondbacks now lead the Rockies 6-4. Very interesting stuff. We just have an update now. 5-4 San Francisco grabs the lead in the 6th inning. 5-4 San Francisco leading Los Angeles. Seth Smith against Scott Schoenweiss. Pitches in, 1-0 the count. Tonight in the Pioneer League, Missoula came up short against Orem. That, of course, is entry level for Diamondbacks baseball. A lot of the players drafted this year, a lot of talented players. The championship for the league is now tied at 1 game apiece. And so the gentlemen who represent the Diamondbacks, the Missoula Osprey, will go to work tomorrow night in the decisive game at home. We wish them the best of luck. Go bring home a title. Congratulations on a great year. The decisive final game.
Why not learn how to win now, yeah?
You bet. I have a theory on that level. I'd love to know it with all your experience in developing young players. You have to develop first. And you have a lot of people you've invested a lot of money in. But if you win, you might actually create one more prospect on that roster being part of that winning team who wasn't otherwise a 27th round draft pick. But he's part of a winning season and he has responsibilities around all these top guys that suddenly he grows like he never thought he would.
Why did you ever start playing the game anyway?
To win.
To win. You develop during practice. That's when you develop. Develop during spring training. You develop over the course of time. But when it's time to play, it's time to play.
Gerardo Parra, it is time to play. The decisive hit moments ago, and now a diving play. And those legs have been barking for about a month and a half. Good enough to get to that ball.
They got a good jump on it. Got a good break on the ball. He was able to get there. That's how you play the game right there, folks. Regardless of how many games you're out of first place, regardless of what the score is in that particular game, doesn't matter.
Todd Helton. Slider, strike one from Schoenweiss. This is a 3-game series. The Rockies knew that tonight they faced Kevin Mulvey. Tomorrow they face Max Scherzer at 5:10, and then Sunday they face Dan Herron. Just food for thought. Back in July. There's a little bit of history, no doubt about that. But there are plenty of people in Todd Helton's book.
Yeah. Scotty's not alone.
324 career home runs. Helped him out there with a fastball up. It looked awfully good, I would imagine. He's also struck him out a couple of times.
Todd Helton's so good up against left-handers. We saw him hit the home run, but generally he just tries to stay inside of the ball against the lefty.
High pop-up. Going back is Ryan Roberts. Sticks with it. And he makes the play for the second out. You can see the rest of the weekend. It's brought to you by our good friends with the Miller Brewing Company. Jason Hamill been a nice addition, very quietly a nice addition over the winter. Of course, Mad Max, one, maybe two more starts this year. Tomorrow, tomorrow is Max Scherzer's October.
Yep.
I mean, a chance to really take a strong step into the offseason. Going to go about 170 innings, and he's getting close. And then, of course, we'll be back on TV on Sunday. Dan Herron against Ubaldo Jimenez.
It's a good one. Good matchup.
That's a matchup, Matty. I'm fired up for that.
Day game, getaway day. Playoff implications for the Rockies.
Joe Garagiola Sunday coming on, dedicating the broadcast wing. He'll be on the air with us.
Awesome.
Troy Tulowitzki, this one out easy. Steve Newfield fires down. Nova Home Loans in-game box score. Stephen Drew with a pretty night tonight. A couple of base hits to left field going the other way. But it was Roberts and it was Allen. A big part of this ball game with a 2-out RBI, then a homer to follow. And then, of course, Gerardo Parra coming through as well. Mark McClune, Matt Williams, Darren Sutton, and you. And on this Friday night, we want to thank you for opening your door to us, letting us spend some time in your living room. We trust your week was a good one. Matt Belisle, big broad-shouldered right-hander, fires a fastball over the inside. Grabbing the corner, 0-1 the count. 19th time, ERA just a tick under 6.5 for Belisle. There's the fastball we're expecting to see. He's always had that. By the way, we're enjoying tacos tomorrow.
Really?
Just buy yourself a large drink.
Man, I like that deal.
I do too. Going to take advantage.
It's kind of a fun deal.
Mm-hmm. Got one right around the corner from the old homestead. Kind of like Norm when he used to walk into Cheers, swing the door open at Taco Bell. Darren! The 1-2. That one is tapped foul for the Diamondbacks, by the way. It's September, we all know that. Climbing up closer to October. This is the first time since August 29th the Diamondbacks have scored more than 5 runs. 17 games ago.
It's hard to win that way, isn't it?
Very hard. There hasn't been much winning.
Well,
long run.
Well, for a long time in Atlanta, there was a whole bunch of wins that happened without necessarily scoring 5 runs, but you can't rely on that every night. You know, you have to go compete offensively. AJ's played with the lineup a little bit, played with the guys that are going to be in there. A little bit of an audition.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like that Cheers shirt we saw a moment ago, by the way. That was good stuff. Marty Tar on it in the truck. Fouled off.
It's important to compete every night.
What happened here? Do we
Let's
know?
see. Baseball.
You think? Shaving?
Tripped on the sidewalk.
It's Marvin Hudson, by the way.
It's a tough dream with the bed stand in the hotel.
Could be.
Never know.
Fouled off. All right, we might have another contract.
I don't even want to hear about it.
I know
No,
you don't.
No.
This person might have actually paid for their seats.
I'm sorry, but there are no more contracts going on tonight. It's not happening.
I wish
Not
I
gonna
could
do it.
tell you that you had the power to say that. That one is lifted deep left field. Going back to the wall, Ryan Roberts just homered. Now we're talking, Diamondbacks fans.
Don't have time. Don't have time to look at contracts. Ryan Roberts just won the yard.
You bet, baby. You bet. Mr. America.
Well, he battled, didn't he? Put a net bat on him, fouled off a bunch of pitches, and got one to hit finally.
Our Chaz Roberts cool play. We've got to go back to the 4th inning. Brandon Allen, very cool when you cool off. And he hit it into the Ride Now Power Sports pool area. And it was cool because it tied the game. I don't care if he hit it barely over the scraping part of the corner of the wall. It tied the game. We'll see him in the Fall League, right?
See him in the Fall League. It's a great league. Lots of fun. Good competition. Strong competition.
You would know, you managed in that league, correct?
Yes. Talented players. A little bit of a showcase, I guess. You know, a little bit of a showing everybody what kind of players you have, who's at the top of your list. But strong competition.
Two and two the count. Rick Burns waits on deck. Delisle goes 92 away. 4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Rockies. They've stranded 3. 7 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. They've stranded 6. Did he hang on to it? You bet he did. That's strike 3. Pitcher debuts, we spoke of them earlier. Here are the batter debuts in 2009. You're welcome to weigh in on any of them. I know you were an early person with an opinion on Gerardo Parra. We talked in February about him.
Yeah, I like what he brings to the table. He brings, you know, the whole package as far as I'm concerned. He's a solid defender. He's got a good arm. We've seen what he can do with the bat. Making a strong case for himself as a Rookie of the Year. The other guys have produced, though. The other guys have played well. Knowing that there's an opportunity for them.
Nice play. Eric Burns is erased. And don't forget a free youth clinic at Grand Canyon University Saturday, September 26th. Baseball and softball. The youngsters ages 6 to 13 in the morning, 9 to 11. Ages 13 to 18, the teenagers, noon to 2. dbacks.com, training centers to register. Matt, you were at the first one in April. Tell us what the folks can expect.
Oh, it's great. You know, they've got softball, they've got baseball. They have fantastic instruction. The guys at Grand Canyon, all the players and the coaches do a fantastic job of getting everybody involved that comes. Mind you, it's free.
Right.
Everybody
free is
involved.
The key word.
There's a million stations of everybody, all kinds of different kids working on their game, the fundamentals, having a lot of fun. Let's not forget softball as well.
The home of the Lopes.
Lopes. Solid program. Good program.
A current Diamondbacks player on the roster will be out for a while to do some teaching, spending some time with your youngsters, instructing. So we'll see you out there at Grand Canyon. Good chance to get ready for your fall baseball, enjoying a beautiful winter. Foul that one back. So again, Saturday, September the 26th. That's not this Saturday, but the next. Baseball and softball.
It's great. You know, oftentimes they forget the girls. You know? Forget the girls. They forget the softball part of it. Not here.
Outside.
If I'm not mistaken, last time we had some of the Arizona State softball instructors there. Wonderful instruction.
2-2. Whoa, what a breaking ball. How do you take that pitch?
I don't know.
Well, it's now the bottom half of the 6th inning at Dodger Stadium.
What?
As you see an ASU lid there. 6-4 San Francisco on top of LA.
In the bottom of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th now. Pounds that one foul. The Diamondbacks are looking to add more, but are 3 outs away once that occurs. Love it. Love seeing the youngsters at the ball game. Time's running out.
Yep, just a few left.
Ryan Roberts will take a ride on this one. Back at the ballpark, we surprised Matt Williams a little bit. I think he knows what this is all about. It has been our treat and our honor this year to have you come in and sit with us and analyze the game of baseball. You have brought so much to me, to all of the folks at home. So, my friend, kudos to you.
No, I appreciate it very much. Thanks for having me. And there's nothing better that I like to do than talk about the game, so it was a pleasure.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done. Matt Williams, all year long, has been joining us and doing a great job. We clap up here.
All right, let's get back to the game.
I'm ready.
Win now,
Scooting
okay?
in, coming in, coming on in. We'll go back to work. Gutierrez takes over. And the 9th inning has belonged to him. As a matter of fact, the big leagues opposing bats have belonged to him since right around the All-Star break. As that one is low and inside. Since July the 12th, in 24 appearances, his ERA is 1.54. And by the way, he's 4 for 4 in save opportunities. Brad Hawpe takes a pitch away, 2-0 the count.
Well, everything that he features is plus stuff. And it hasn't mattered where he's pitched, whether it's been 7th, 8th, or 9th. Just gets outs. It's been good.
Right down the middle, he pours it in there. Hawpe tonight walked a couple of times, flied out to center field. So he is 0 for 1, and that one sails outside. .510 start tomorrow. Scherzer against Hamill. Ground ball for Noble.
Well, if you're the Colorado Rockies, you got to have that one tomorrow and then try to take your chances with Dan Herron. Where you sit in the wild card lead, you can't come in here and get swept by this club.
Ball 4. Our Jack in the Box thinking outside of the box. Never in the big leagues had Daniel Schler had thrown 2 innings, let alone 2 innings like these tonight. His best appearance thus far in the major leagues. In a tie game, he did this. 6 up, 6 down.
It was good. After that first inning and throwing up a 0, you could tell his confidence was better going back out.
Did it all with Dad looking on, by the way.
Texting, making sure everybody knows.
Well, I got to get one of those cool Blackberries.
Oh, here we go again. I'll tell you what. Maybe it's karma. You ever thought about that? Maybe it's karma. If you give that young man down there that caught that ball a contract, maybe you'll get one of those nice Blackberries. You never know.
Well,
if you don't, maybe you won't.
Let's look and see. Too bad he's gone.
It's unbelievable.
I was about to do it, too. Nope. That's a shame. 0-2 the count.
Man. We had our chance to get him a contract and let it slip through our fingers.
I was totally with you. That one is high. 1-2 the count. I was just playing the game for a while, but turns out he's gone. That guy looking for a good night's sleep, the skipper, and a win will give him a good night's sleep, and I would imagine more antibiotics as well.
Yeah.
As he's been battling some sort of flu bug last couple of days. Badly. High fever. The 1-2. 2-2 the count.
Getting back to tomorrow's game with Max Scherzer, if you're a Rocky, you need that game tomorrow. Max has got a chance. As you said, it may be his October. It may be his last start of the season. He's got a chance to shut down the wild card leading club and then turn it over to his teammate for the next day.
Yeah, you talk about the wild card. It's just about sewn up, not mathematically, but Boston is going to the playoffs. Texas made a valiant effort. And, of course, we're talking about this race here. Colorado, San Francisco right now at 3.5. San Francisco leading 6-4 in the bottom of the 6th inning in L.A. And there's Jason Giambi. Oh, breaking ball in there for a strike to Ian Stewart.
Good first pitch. Get me over curveball. It's a valuable pitch, isn't it? The ability to throw a breaking ball for a strike early in the count. And where was that one?
I guess they thought it was up. One and one the count. Line drive, center field, base hit. Come on down, says Rich Dower. So it's 7-5. There is nobody out. And here's Jason Giambi. And Garrett Atkins has a bat. He is knocked out. He is on deck. Just one time this year, Giambi did face Juan Gutierrez when he was in Oakland. Popped him out to second base.
Well, the philosophy generally is on the road you play for the tie. You know, you're going to send Jason Giambi up there to bunt? No way. He's up there to swing the bat. They're looking to take this lead here in the top of the 9th inning. He's got one thing on his mind, that's driving a baseball here.
Giambi takes a slider. It's called in. 1-0 the count. Jason 7 for 13 with 2 homers and 8 RBIs in his last 18 pinch hit appearances. 1-1 the count to Giambi. We talk about his role. This is game 7 on a 9-game road trip. Jason 1 at bat. He's 0 for 1. Strike 2. Blazes a fastball in there.
Good back-to-back good fastballs in the inner half.
Breaking ball. Couldn't keep it fair. He was looking for it.
A 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner half will make it clear just a touch early.
Got him with a fastball. Blew it right by him.
Talking about the best pitch in baseball. It's a well-placed fastball. Followed it with a breaking ball and then came back in there with the good fastball elevated. Nice job there.
Atkins getting a chance to start a little bit more after almost disappearing this year, but just 1 for 10 in his 3 starts on this current road trip. Slider is in. 1 for 2 in 2 plate appearances with the double against Juan Gutierrez, both coming this year. What a difference a year makes.
Yeah.
One and 1 the count. Garrett had 120 RBIs a couple of seasons ago, 111 in 07. Down the line, and it's a foul ball.
Well, when you're going bad, you do get your one pitch to hit, and it seems to get pulled foul.
Five double play balls induced this year by Gutierrez. Did he on a high fastball? No. No, says Marvin Hudson. He did not go around.
Well, we know from experience that we talk about intent. Did he intend to swing? No. Didn't intend to swing. Had it in his mind that he was holding up the whole time.
Got him with a slider.
Well, he didn't bite on the high fastball, but came back with the slider down and away. That's the art of pitching right there, folks. Change eye level. Change arm angle sometimes, change downward angle on the slider. That looked like a fastball until it got to the plate.
Dexter Fowler hops off the bench, and he will run there for Ian Stewart. Fowler obviously representing the tying run. Exceptional speed.
This ball gets in the gap. They want that guy scoring from first.
If it gets in the gap deep, somebody fell down because the outfielders are almost leaning against the wall, playing the no doubles defense. Homer Diamondback Carlos Gonzalez standing in the way of a D-back spoiling victory. That one was a rocket shot foul. Did that get Todd Helton? I saw number 17. I think it did. Oh, boy. Now, there's unfortunately a separate storyline right away. Todd waiting his chance to hit. Looked like he got drilled with a line drive. Have no idea where.
Oh, he's limping, so it looked probably in the leg somewhere.
The 0-1. Pops it up. Miguel Montero, mask off. D-backs win. They survived a struggling start by Kevin Mulvey, simply put, because the bullpen was fantastic tonight. There's your story, the Diamondbacks bullpen.
It was good.